everybody's going to hop on, but I like it when I get to go live and just ramble and not have to look at chat. And yes, I am driving. I'm going to try not to look at the screen. You guys are the first people I've spoken to today. It is currently 7:23 Eastern Standard Time. I'm heading to my friend Mike's house so I can go watch his kids. But I wanted everybody to know I completely forgot to post this on my channel that I went live last night with Carter of the House Husband Diaries. It was supposed to be a chase closure show, and I feel like we didn't talk a lot about my chase and the closure. We talked about a lot of other things. But I encourage you to go over there and watch it. There was some really good stuff, some good stories, some great laughs. Carter actually, he told us some personal stuff last night. He kind of opened up a little bit about some of the things that he struggled with, some of the events happening in his life. And it was great because I mean, I knew of the House Husband Diaries back, around the time when the chase was coming to a closure, or I should say the chest was found, because a lot of people are still looking for that closure. But I didn't know a lot about him. I met him in Vegas. We had some laughs. We had some great times. Thought he was hilarious and fun, and but I didn't really know a lot about him. And we had spoken privately after Vegas. So there was a couple things I knew about, but it was a really good show. I feel. We talked about, the community and why a lot of us are still hanging around, and just the people that we met and how we would, never be friends in real life if there wasn't this weird Forrest Fenn treasure hunt that didn't tie us all together. But definitely worth watching. I only stayed on for the first 2 hours, and there was still so much we could have talked about, but I had to wake up early this morning to head up to go babysitting. So anyway, I just wanted to come on. I do plan on starting to do some new things with the channel. So just going to tell you a little bit about that. I have been thinking, what do I want to do with my YouTube? So one of the things that Forrest told me to do a long time ago, and I didn't listen, was to tell my story, like to talk about me. And yeah, I do that all the time because I just, I got some great stories. So sometimes they come out. A lot of the times they're dirty and perverted, but you guys love it about me. So regardless, I'm leaving for Hawaii in less than a week now. I'm so excited. I'll be camping out on a friend's sailboat in Hawaii for 2 weeks. So I'm very uber excited about this. But when I get back, probably until at least September, because a lot of things coming up, I plan to start doing short videos of my stories. I have been through a lot. You guys have watched me go through a lot just in the last 4 years since I started doing YouTube videos, which is crazy that I started doing YouTube videos 4 years ago. Let's talk about all the stuff that I've gone through. You guys watched me get engaged while boots on the ground alongside the Madison Valley, not far from Earthquake Lake. You guys watched me get married. You guys watched me lose my oldest daughter, Sammy. You guys watched me find out that I wasn't actually married to the man that I got married to and spent $35,000 on a wedding with. You guys watched me get the annulment. You guys watched me, most recently, I learned how to ride a motorcycle, and that's the motorcycle. Her name's Itzy. She's been consuming a lot of my time lately. But you guys have watched me grow and change. I went from a place where I had to hide the fact that I was still doing YouTube videos and do them on my days off from work while the husband was at work. I had to fit it into other things and hide it and secretly. You guys watched me where I couldn't go see stuff. I couldn't go to the events because I wasn't allowed to. So now the state of freedom and exploration and figuring out who I am and what I want and where I want to go. It's almost been a year since I met Christy at the Bozeman Airport, and we went to West Yellowstone looking for answers about 9 Mile Hole, or just answers in general, I should say. So a lot's changed in my life in the 4 years, and I'm sure my life will continue to change. But there's a whole lifetime of events that have led me to be who I am today and where I am, and I feel as if I'm in a halfway decent place in my life. Could it always be better? Of course. But that's part of life. It's the learning and the growing. And I feel I have a lot of great stories that are both entertaining, but also kind of explain why I am the person that I am today. You know, we all have our stories. We all go through things. And it's those stories that help us be better today and tomorrow. You know, that's what it's about. It's about learning from our mistakes. And I think it's so important for us to share our stories because, you know, a lot of times us as humans, we go through something and we feel as if no one understands. You know, this happens all the time. Like, nobody understands how lonely I am. Nobody understands how depressed I am. No one understands this pain I'm feeling. But yet, there are people out there that understand. And I think it's so important for us to be able to talk about those things. Like, I grew up in a house, like, my grandfather was a Pentecostal preacher. So, you know, my mom, to this day, she still has this like, we don't talk about certain things in public. Like, you know, it's just, that was how she was raised. You know, my mom, and she'll probably won't watch this, she won't know. And my mom was forced to have an abortion because she got pregnant before she was married. So she was forced to have the abortion, and then she was forced to marry that guy who was not my dad. And he ended up actually being gay, and he abandoned her in a farmhouse one summer, and she was left there with nothing but tuna fish and LSD. And my grandmother had to go in and save her, and then fortunately she was allowed to have a divorce from this man. But it's like, my mom at times drives me crazy. My mom at times, I'm like, I work so hard not to be who she is, but at the same time I have to accept that she's had experiences that I haven't had to deal with, and that's made her the person that she is. You know, a lot of times she feels taken advantage of. She doesn't feel as appreciated. She feels like she does things for other people, and I have to realize she did not grow up in the same time that I did. She grew up in a time where women had to fight for rights and freedoms and, you know, to be their own person. She was a stay-at-home mom for so long. You know, she raised the kids, you know, so, and then when she was forced into the workforce because she wanted to divorce my dad or whatever, she struggles, and she doesn't feel as appreciated and as acknowledged as she feels like she should be, and it's wasn't experienced. So going back, I think it's important that we share our stories. You know, my life has not always been easy. There's that great story about why K-Pro thought I murdered somebody. I need to tell that because it was in my mind, that was the most transformative event that happened in my life. And even though it was a very humbling and it was a bad experience, like, it was horrible, and it has completely changed, you know, my trajectory in life. I chose to take that experience and make it change my trajectory for the better, and where it could have been a moment that changed it for the worse. And I could hold on to it as an excuse of why I couldn't do things. When I talk about this story, it is the most important event in my life that helped me, and it was like it's not just one event. It's the trigger event that triggered lots of other events that made me the person that I am today. It made me have to work harder. It made me have to acknowledge things, and and I guess I need to tell that story because we keep joking about how Kiefer thought I murdered somebody. So eventually I do have to tell that story. And it's a great story. I tell it very animatedly. I've gotten good at telling it over the years because I've told it so many times. I just to let you guys know, I did not murder somebody. Nobody died in the process of this story. Anyway, so yeah, I just had some really good cell phone coverage, and it was early, and I felt like talking. Last night, like I said, went and did the House Husband Diaries with Carter. Please go over there and check it out. And if you are not a subscriber to his channel, please subscribe. He doesn't even have 500 subscribers yet, and he's been around for a while. And he is a really, really interesting dude. I think when I first found out of House Husband Diaries, he talks about it actually last night on the show, about how I went live in my backyard, and I was like, who's this House Husband Diary guy? I don't know who that is. He doesn't matter. But I remember when I first saw it, he was doing videos and other things, not just Forest Bend. So I didn't really take him seriously. I had no idea how involved in the community he was or the people that he spoke to. Like, I knew nothing about him. We had never communicated at the time. And he was giving me a hard time about the things I was saying, which I thought was cute. He told me he was going to do that, but it was still really funny. But as I've gotten to know him, he has a lot more layers, to him, and I think it's going to be interesting to see his journey, whether he keeps up with the House Husband Diaries or chooses to do a new YouTube. I want to see him do more videos, and I hope he stays with the House Husband Diaries, just because that's how we know who he is. So please go over there, watch that video. I'm not going to lie. So I was looking, sorry, I keep having GPS pop-ups. I was looking this morning, and so far he's done this Chase Closure Reflection series with Copper Dan, K-Pro, and Indy. Excuse me. And I want to get more views than everybody else. So you guys got to go over and watch it, so my video has more views than everybody else's videos. Yeah, okay? And let's try to get him some more subscribers. Let's try to get him to 1,000 subscribers, because let me tell you what, doing videos and not being monetized is not very fun. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes it's only like $5 a month that you're getting off your YouTube videos, but it's nice when you hit that 1,000 subscriber milestone. It makes you feel, okay, like I did something right. But I definitely want more views than everybody else. So go watch and laugh. And of course, you know me, like, if you're talking to me, we're going to end up going on so many tangents and things. Like, we're not going to stay on track. So it's fun to see where our conversation goes, because we kind of jump around and circle around a lot. So anyway, big shout out to Carter. Thank you for having me on last night. It was a blast. I hope I get to come back on your channel. Maybe I'll have you on my channel once my life frees up a little bit. I kind of joked. I was like, I can always go live while I'm in Hawaii on a sailboat in Pearl Harbor. Oh, yeah. I probably won't. I guess it depends how strong the cell service is. But I could. That's the thing. I could do it. It might kind of be epic. I'm going to have to go live while I'm in Hawaii, right? Just because this has been one heck of a year. My relationship rehab year is coming to a close. I got 2 or 3 weeks left of it. 3 weeks, I think. I think August 12th is the official date of when my relationship rehab comes to a close. Not that I have anybody that I will be getting in a relationship with when that ends, but it was more of just forcing myself to take a year to figure out who I am, what I want. My baby's 20. I am single, and I've never been single this long. I've always gone from relationship to relationship. Like, normally it's 3 months in between committed relationships. So it's been a hoot. Did I really just say a hoot? It has been a blast, and I can't wait to see what next year has in store for me. All right, well, you guys have an amazing day. I'm going to get off here because I'm going to be hitting some more back roads and no cell service. Yeah, so stay tuned. Lots of exciting stuff coming from me, hopefully. I know I always say that, and then life happens and I don't do videos. But I do. I really want to do this storytelling series. And some of them, like I said, are going to be super short, just random memories that pop into my head about my life and kind of what they meant to me at the time, because all the time I get a memory, and I need to start documenting those memories, because there might be a day where I can't remember those stories, and it also leaves behind a legacy. And I'm not a writer. I can barely speak. Come on, guys, you know me. I'm horrible with grammar and pronunciation, and imagine me trying to write a book. And I'm so ADD. I can talk into a camera forever. I have no problem talking these days. But writing, I know I'll never find time for it. But I will find time to do videos. I promise. At some point, right? My YouTube channel's not going anywhere. So, anyway, have a good one. I'm going to shut up now. Thank you so much for stopping by. And again, go over to the House Husband Diaries YouTube channel, click subscribe on his channel, and don't forget to watch my video so I can get more views than everybody else. Just because I'm stupid like that, and it'll make me feel good. All right, bye.